Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. We're dedicated, casual, and everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Good evening, Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League fans, and welcome into this week's edition. To start off, mmjhl game day in Stonewall, Manitoba, as the home side, the Stonewall Jets, take on the visitors, the Transcone Railer Express, on this Thursday night doubleheader in the mmjhl. We'll take a look at how the past weekend of action went. So it was the return to league play for all teams in the mmjhl. These two teams, the Jets and the Railer Express, losers of their last two games out, or their last game out for the Stonewall Jets, dropping that game against the Raiders Junior Hockey Club 7-4 on Sunday, and the Railer Express starting off 0-2 in 2025, dropping two in a row on the weekend, their last one against the St. Boniface Riels. As for how the rest of the first week of action back here in the 2024-2025 regular season looked, we had some OT games, three of them at that. St. James, of course, defeating the Railer Express in OT on Friday. The Hawks defeating the Vicks in OT last Thursday. And the River East Royal Knights finishing off their weekend with a 3-2 OT victory against the Pembina Valley Twisters. As how the standings look for the upcoming weekend of action, how they look heading into it, as the Transcone Railer Express still in first place by 3 points. They'll be looking to, of course, widen that margin between them and the Twins and the Hawks with hopeful win tonight for themselves, as the Twins and Charleswood, neither of them in action tonight, so Transcona with an opportunity in front of them to get a bit of separation in the standings. For the Stonewall Jets, they got a bit of pressure behind them right now, with the Raiders Junior Hockey Club creeping up, only a point behind them for 7th place now. But for Stonewall, they ended up splitting their first weekend of 2025, as you saw there by the full schedule, looking, of course, for desperation at this point in the season. As Stonewall, not sure if anyone here knows this, but haven't made the playoffs since post-pandemic. Since 2021-2022, this team has not made it to the playoffs. Looking to get back there. All the returning players on this year's team, the oldest at that, the 04s, haven't experienced playoff hockey. And I had a chance to talk to Peyton Bateman last night. We'll get into that point in just a moment, that will make. But we'll start off with the keys to the game for the Railer Express's deja vu. They started off 2024 0-2. We know how that turned out. They went all the way up to first place in the standings, but they start off 2025 0-2 as well. Not much to change in their game overall, to be honest with you. The huge thing I'm looking for, though, is composure when things kind of start to maybe get out of hand with the physicality. How does this Railers team keep their composure, keep their mental game strong in this one tonight against the Stonewall Jets team, as mentioned, playing with desperation at this point in the season. Peyton Bateman expressed to me that everyone here on this team that's been through the struggles the last few years wants to just get into the playoffs and play some playoff hockey, paraphrasing him there. So he said at this point in the season, given how tight the standings are within the playoff teams, and given that the River East Royal Knights going to be fighting to the very end to try to make it back into the playoffs, the Raiders pushing behind them as well. Desperate times indeed for the Stonewall Jets team. They split last weekend and ended up salvaging their trade situation, bringing in quite a bit of talent recently. We'll get into all of that coming up in the first intermission and the second intermission, probably the second intermission, as we'll get into some trade deadline talk in tonight's broadcast. But for this game here tonight, it's the Railer Express taking on the Stonewall Jets live here on MMJHL Game Day. This has been the MMJHL Game Day pregame show. Enjoy the game, everybody. Jets, Railers coming up next. National anthems up next, and then puck drop.
CLI operates 6 homes for 20 people and several apartments in Stonewall, along with their day program that supports 40 people each day from around their community and social enterprises. Something Beautiful gift shop and capital enterprise where they provide hands-on job training and skills development that can create opportunities for employment. On behalf of community of Beer Lake, we'd like to thank you for being part of something beautiful. And now at this time, we'd like to welcome Jamie Yo and Lisa Highmore to sing our national anthem. Thank you. And now for the ceremonial puck drop, we'd like to welcome David Kavitsky and David Jaroszewski. We'll ask a representative from each team to come to the edge of the carpet to take the drop.
And a bit of a special intro to this one, folks singing the national anthem as well as a ceremony Veterans Memorial Complex for MMJHL Game Day, our first Thursday night broadcast here of the season between the visitors and the Transcon Railer Express, looking to get back into the win column after dropping their first 2 games of 2025 last weekend. And as for the Jets, also looking to get back in the win column as they were losers their last time out against the Raiders Junior Hockey Club, falling 7-4 on Sunday. Stonewall looking for some early season magic from their first win against the Transcona Railer Express here tonight as they beat them 4-3 in overtime back on September 29th. Since then, it's been the Railer Express who have come through with back-to-back wins in this season series, winning 5-3 in both of the games, first on November 7th, most recently on December 1st. It's the first of two remaining matchups left here in 2024-2025 for both these teams. In the season series, the Railer Express come in 3 points up in first place out of any other team here in the standings in the mmjhl so far in 2024-2025, while the Stonewall Jets sit in 7th place with a 2-14-2 record. Both teams are at center ice. We're about to get the face-off here dropped to get things underway. Jeremy Shadena for the Railer Express to take the draw against number 12 for the Stonewall Jets in Carson King. Starting goaltenders tonight, brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Logan Maroney, number 1 in net for the Railer Express. The visitors, and for the home side, Spencer Hunnam gets the start wearing number 1 as we are underway here from the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex. Icing to start things off here in this game, presented by not only Goaltenders, but Terrico, McKenna Fasteners and Tools, and our main first period sponsor in Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Be sure to check out their store location. They're only one in Winnipeg at 995 Milts Eagle Drive, as well as their website at cancentralsportscards.com. Puck gets sent out all the way in for number 8, a newcomer to this team. Number 8, worn by Cohen Cheng, and there's been some number changes for this Stonewall Jets team, given the moves that they've made. This puck in the corner here, early on, to the point. Jets try to get that towards the net, but wide of it goes. But picked up and kept in by the Jets again. Larenko trying to maneuver his way past Bruchansky, but couldn't. Bruchansky, a good defensive stick to shut him down, and the Jets decide to just send this in deep again. Logan Maroney out of his own net to play it. Plays it up the left side as the Railer Express do finally manage to get it out. Losing handle of it, though, in the neutral zone. Now picked up by Nolan Vandenbush, trying to split through the D there of the Jets. He draws a penalty on the play as well, though. So with that, we get our first power play of the game coming up. With 18:53 left on this first period clock. Brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Transcona comes in with the number 1 ranked power play in the year at 21.4%. As for the Stonewall Jets, 8th on the PK at 80.5%. But so far, so good for them early on. A quick clear out and dump down all the way into the Railer Express end. Nice takeaway there by Kaczorowski. Continues on with it, able to almost maneuver past, but got stood up there by Griffin Boomer. Puck picked up and taken in by Jackson Sorrell. Makes it towards the net, but lost a handle of it. Able to get it to the point. It gets to Trey Sullen. As Sullen, with some patience, goes up top to Whiteman. Whiteman plays this across to a D partner. Back to Whiteman. Now his shot turned aside by Hunnam and covered up here. With a minute 24 left on this power play. It's actually Evan Chudley there that Declan Whiteman passes to Chudley with good awareness to know that Whiteman wide open has a chance to get a blast on net, which he does, but Hunnam up to the task on it to keep this a 0-0 game so far. Played over to Vandenbush as he plays it back up to Bruchansky. Bruchansky surveying options, waiting, tipped high of the net there by Shadownuff, sent out just there by the Stonewall Jets. So they're able to get a clear. But Railers come back right away. Chudley trying to feed this down towards Shadownuff. Couldn't. Loose puck picked up now by Nolan Vandenbush. Rebound there. Shadownuff couldn't put it away as Hunnam able to look strong here to open up this game here tonight. Locked in, the concentration at a high level so far. Didn't handle that shot the cleanest from Vandenbush, but able to survive on that rebound as that turned aside by Hunnam again. And flipped out by the backhand all the way back into the Railer Express end with 46 seconds remaining on this man advantage. early on. It's Cole Emberley in the box. The captain for the Railers also out there. On the ice now, Nolan Vandenbush gets it back up to Bruchance. He kicks this out. Number 5, Larkins, his shot just high of the net and out of play into the netting.
Fans, don't forget to pick up your chocolate puck pucks today. It's one puck for $5, 3 pucks for $10. And while you're up, get your Stonewall Craft Hockey Wheelhouse beer for $6 a can.
Yes, thank you to everyone tuning in tonight to your home of mmjhl Hockey on G-Show Productions. Railer Express on a power play here for the next 20 seconds now. Emberley, be interesting to see if he gets out of the box or not, to stay out or go for a change. Hunnam snags that with the glove hand and gets a stoppage here. 17:03 left in this frame now, with 10 seconds remaining on the Emberley penalty for hooking, as Nathan Turner loses that draw to Carson King. The Jets maintain possession down low. Larenko can't play that up. Still battling with it. Coleman now in for support. Puck gets loose in front of the Jets net, but Railers unable to do anything with that. We're back to even strength. Still scoreless in this one. Some decent looks from the Railer Express, but overall pretty solid kill from this Jets team as they look to get this puck out. Not quite able to. It'll be scooped up by Cole Emberley now, fresh out of the box, streaking in. Looks to pass that to the middle, but has that puck stripped away off his stick as it's picked up by Trey Sullen. Sullen takes a hit to make a play, gets it up to Declan Whiteman as Whiteman fires this into the slot, but picked off by Kakradowski. Has Slatcher with him, heading to the net. Tries passing over to Slatcher, but a great defensive play off the rush there by number 21 and Noah St. Laurent to dive out to block that pass attempt through. Ended up into the crease of Maroney as he smothers it up to get a stoppage here. And a face-off back inside the Railers' end. Draw one there by number 11, Carter Johansson. But puck unable to get out for the time being. Railers get it right back. Go D to D. Todoruk up to Johansson, who snaps one onto the stick of Caden Sewak. Sewak gets it taken away, though, and passed up to Newcomb in the neutral zone for the Jets as he's ridden out along the boards. Todoruk tries getting this out. Chang ends up holding the line, number 6 in Finley Titterson. This huge hit taken there down low by Newcomb. Shot from the point, blocked by the hand. Steered into the corner by number 20 and Howell. As this stretched up now to St. Laurent, trying to make a move with a backhand under the stick, but couldn't, shut down by the Jets D upon entry. The Railers just get this in, but turn it over. Onto the stick now, number 6. And Titterson sends that towards the net where Maroney will smother things up and get another face-off here in play. It'll be to the glove hand side of Maroney. King out to take it. As this puck sent down low for the Jets, recovered by King. Drops this back onto the stick of Chang. Passed out in front, but Maroney cuts it off with the glove. Another quick whistle here to the glove hand side of Maroney. King back on the draw, tries to will his way through, got it to the net, but Chang couldn't quite finish it at that back door. Goes off of Chang's glove now and out of play. So far been impressed by this Stonewall Jets pressure, this attack. They've been forcing some great things in their favor right now, swinging things in their favor with this pressure, as we've seen multiple times so far. This Railer Express team having some fits, getting out of their own end. We see it again. Good pressure from this Jets team. Kai Parker whipped it in to the slot, but couldn't get it there. Or Kai Smith, as I should say. Another behind-the-back pass. This time cut off by Sorrell. Tries to cut through with one hand. Trying to slice the D, but couldn't. It's number 55, Slobosian, with a good stick. Former St. Boniface Riel. Now sporting a Stonewall Jets jersey. Jace Larkin sends this in deep, giving chase on it. It's going to be Evan Chudley, tied up along the boards by number 15 in Brody Stovin. Ends up to the high slot for Vandenbush. His shot deflected and out of play. Got another stop in play here. This time a face-off coming inside of the Jets' end. And the Jets, I mean, you talked about it. I talked about it. Who else but me, right? As I'm the only announcer in this game. But jokes aside, like, talked about Peyton Bateman, how he feels like this group is going to play with a lot of desperation. That's kind of been the word circling around the Jets locker room right now among their players, is play with desperation, boys. We're looking to make it back in the playoffs, haven't in our mmjhl careers, as this team hasn't made the playoffs since 2019-2020, pre-COVID-19 pandemic. But in their own end so far tonight, as we saw recently off of that Vandenbush shot, doing a good job of getting into lanes and not making things easy for the Railer Express in the offensive zone early on. That pass across can't fire this time for the Jets, as it's skated up by Keaton Johnson. Hunnam out of his own net to play this, but turns it over up to the point and off the post. That goes off of the stick of Declan Whiteman off of that shot. As Whiteman steps up into the low slot, has that sticked away though. A good play by number 18 of this Jets team, Stephen Kutries. As it's played up into the direction of Kutries. Now has a man with him. Declan Whiteman trying to cut this off, trying to go into the slot with that pass, but can't connect with who's number 19 for this Stonewall Jets squad. Face-off coming just outside of the Railer Express end. It's Gavin Hollod who couldn't put that away, wearing number 9 here tonight. Nice little play by St. Laurent to maneuver past into the Jet zone. That shot turned aside by the blocker of Hunnam and now picked up by the Stonewall Jets. Picked up by Larenko, plays it up. Sorry, number 6 in Titterson, so I should say. As behind the back, chip off the boards by St. Laurent, tries to get a Johansson. Johansson's pressure forces a turnover. Hunnam has to be sharp again, making that save to keep it out. Howell keeps it in, over to Todoruk. That shot floats into the breadbasket of Hunnam, and now we had a bit of physicality here, just near the ringette line, as both teams going at each other. Number 18 in Kutris, and number 11 in Johansson meet with each other and tussle a bit before being separated by the referees. So we are going to stay at even strength. Shot 7-3 in favor of the Transcon Railer Express. They're actually sending someone to the box right now. I believe it's just not coincidentals, actually. Both go. It's 4-on-4 play for the next 2 minutes here. 12:19 remaining in the period. Draw one by this Railer Express team. Sullen trying to maneuver his way past with some tight stick handling, but couldn't. As this puck into the neutral zone. Carried in by Jace Larkins, as Larkins tries to make his way up the wall, stripped away by a Jets player. Kaczorowski has a man with him, and Titterson decides to shoot, and he's turned aside by number 1 in Maroney. It's another face-off coming inside the zone. And now, come to think of it, folks, I haven't seen Peyton Bateman out just yet. Just talked to him last night. And, yeah, not sure where he is at this point. Has not called number 44 yet, and I feel like that's quite unlikely that that happens that often. Is out in front, the Jets muscle their way through to score. Tying this, or opening the scoring at 1-0. It's number 11 in Kaczorowski putting it home for what's his 17th of the season. And just, he's been really good on the forecheck here tonight. Been really good at beating his check, his man, when that puck gets in the area of where he's at. And this time around, puck ends up In front of the net, Kaczorowski stays strong in front of the net. Fends off the Railer Express player that was covering him. Is able to put it home. In tight on Maroney to fool him. Maroney going one way, Kaczorowski went the other, as we're now 11:16 remaining in this period. It's a 1-0 lead in favor of the home side, the Stonewall Jets. In this game brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. All first period goals brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Titterson and Emberley with the assist on the play on that goal. Chudley's shot kind of tipped on the way through, went wide, gets it back up to the point now to Vandenbush. Vandenbush unable to hold the line, circles back in the neutral zone as he comes in strong. Gets taken out, draws a penalty here on the play as well. A knee called on the play. A knee on knee. And Stonewall's bench having none of that right now. One of their coaches animated right now on the bench. It's not Pat Power, it's one of the assistants, I believe. But with that, we're going to keep Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia on the screen. It's a double minor for a knee, which gets Nolan Moroz into the box as he's penalized. 4-on-3 right now. Campbell's shot turned aside by Spencer Hunnam. Shot 7-7 right now. Might be 8-7 at this point for the Railer Expresses. They had 7 before that one as they win the draw up to Austin Campbell. Plays it over to Whiteman. His shot turned aside. Sorrell misses the net there on that rebound chance. As Whiteman, we're on to a 5-on-4 now. Campbell over to Whiteman, off the mask of Hunnam, spells out to make that save. Another one coming, but a huge block by number 22 in Coleman as this puck out of the Railer Express end now, or out of the Jets end. So the Railers come back in, attack. Puck ends up squirting to the neutral zone, though, onto the stick of Kai Smith, but he has that stripped away upon entering the Railer Express end as this puck ends up out of play. So we got 3:15 remaining on the power play clock. But yeah, I mean, rankings for a team that's playing with desperation gets thrown out of the window here. The 8th ranked power penalty kill in the league for the Stonewall Jets, and their best penalty killer so far has been their goaltender in Hunnam, as that takes an awkward bounce off of Hunnam's backside of that right leg. The Railer Express able to keep this in. Huge kill so far for the Jets. Can they stick with it? They still got over 2 minutes to kill here. Almost 3 minutes. Shot didn't get through cleanly from Bruchansky. Kicks this out to Vandenbush. He unloads that shot high of the net. Ends up hitting the mesh and going out of play. With 2:45 remaining on the penalty kill for the Jets. But yeah, Hunnam making 2 huge saves there, and the Railer Express stay relentless on their attack, especially when they're on the power play, having the number 1 ranked unit in the league. And the Jets able to get a huge block on that third attempt moments ago by Vandenbush to try to get that towards the net. Vandenbush this time passes it down low, shot enough, banged away at that in front, but Hunnam able to hold his post strong to keep this one out. Number 1's looked really good tonight. And for Hunnam, is shown to be the stronger out of the 2 goalies so far this season out of him and LeClaire. LeClaire with an .876 save percentage, Hunnam with a .912 save percentage, and a goals against average of just under 3 per game at 2.95. Jets are going to need to continue, for him to continue his brilliant play here so far to start off. This gets kicked out to Larkins, plays it down low. Number 24 in Chudley, who circles back up, drops this back to Bruchansky, whips this across to Vandenbush. Vandenbush finds Larkins, but he gets stick checked there by a Jet into the slot. Now Shadenough couldn't handle that pass cleanly, though. The shot resulting afterwards wasn't the best from number 9, and Hunnam with an easy save to make that time. As under 2 minutes remain on this kill now. The house here in Stonewall continuing to be packed with fans. Great to see it. What else do you got to do here on this Thursday night in Stonewall if you're a hockey fan? Got to come and check out the hometown team here, of course, the Stonewall Jets, who currently lead this one 1-0. Kaczorowski opening up the scoring minutes ago, but it's the Railer Express looking to capitalize on this double minor power play. Couldn't quite there as Hunnam makes another huge save. Campbell controls at the blue line. Pass to Whiteman, and Whiteman gets it back to Campbell. That shot tips off the post, just grazed it there. A bit of a break for this Jets team. Sorrell gets it back. That blocked and out of play into the netting. As Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia remains on the screen in what's been a period with a lot of stoppages. If you were to ask me what the biggest difference between this league and covering the MFHL is, way less stoppages in the U18 Female AAA Hockey League this year compared to this one. But we're back into action right now as the Railer Express continue to whip this around and controlling it. Another post for the Railer Express in this period. As the luck on the Jets side right now in their own end. Sellon able to pick this loose puck up in the corner. Spins away, trying to from the check in there of Chapman. Tries to maneuver up the wall, but Chapman staying hard on him, battling with him still. But it'll be the Railer Express who get possession of the puck. Turner takes a big hit down low. Finishing the check there, number 55 in Slobosian. King able to clear this out now, and a huge one for this Jets team as 19 or 18 seconds remain now on this double minor penalty for Neen to number 23 and Nolan Morose. One more chance potentially, though, for the captain for the Railer Express in Vandenbush. Pulls up, delays, surveying options, just decides to send it down low. We're back to even strength. Evan Chudley spinning away from some check and tries to feed that out in front to Vandenbush, but caught up in a Jets player's leg. So disrupted things, of course, back to even strength. As this Kaczorowski, beautiful move by number 11, trying to maneuver his way through Vandenbush. Couldn't quite through the second wave of Railers. As this into the high slot. One touch pass failing there from this Jets team as it's turned over and picked up and skated up by this Railer Express squad now. Touched up by Chudley to Shadenough. Picked up again by the Railer Express and sent off the backboards. Too strong low as this turned over onto the stick of Kaczorowski, who gets it up to Ryland Slatcher. Slatcher now looking to delay and wait for options. It's picked up by Kutras into the high slot for Kaczorowski, but could not connect. As Kaczorowski is taken away well there. Good coverage by the Railer Express. It's fed back onto the stick of Todoruk. Plays it up to St. Laurent, who chips this in. No icing on the play. Lorenko first one on for the Jets. Is able to rim that around, but cut off by the Railers. Held in by number 20 and Jacob Howell. It's called Todoruk showing his hops off, jumping to keep that puck in with the glove. Turned over, though, into the Jets' possession as Newcomb comes and drops this puck back. That shot turned aside by Maroney. Looked like he struggled with it just a bit, but able to come up with a huge cover-up. At the end of that one, get a bit of a breather for his squad. They lead 14-8 in shots. Plenty of crossbars and post hits so far, but they just haven't been able to capitalize. The Jets have, though, as they lead this one 1-0. As this sent into the corner by the Jets, chipped out by the Railer Express, picked up by Brody Stoven, hits a middle seam with that pass to Lorenko. He comes in, that low shot turned aside, rebound unable to be smothered there by Maroney. Chang almost got to it as the Railers play this up. Johansson, his shot turned aside by that left pad of Hunnam. St. Laurent crashes the body in the corner there. In Stoven. It's the Jets who skate this up. King with a bit of a fake shot. Tries to get that pass through to number 19 in Halad, but unable to quite connect with him there. As this chip back into the Jet zone, Slobosian stretches this up off the boards. No icing on the call as it's waved off by the referees. The Railer Express trying to rim this out and get it out, but struggling with it a bit down low. Playing it up the left boards. It still can't get it out. Finally, handle on it from Shadenough, able to skate this up. Can't quite chip it up the boards, though, to alleviate the pressure for this Railer Express team. Back in their own end briefly, and now out again. Finally sent in by the Railers. Approaching the 3-minute mark of this first period of action. Shadenough feeds this through. Keaton Johnson, denied by Hunnam. Johnson was looking 5-0. Hunnam said, no way, I'll shut the door there on you, and he does just that. Off the boards all the way down. Slows up just a bit for Shadenough. Fortunate bounce this time around for the Railer Express. Down low to Johnson. As he gives a two-hander in the back of number 14 in Chapman. Can't do that. As Keaton Johnson getting called here for 2 minutes. What I assume is going to be a cross-check. Sending the Jets on the power play for the first time in this game here tonight. Brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. For Stonewall, the power play is something they definitely want to get going here, as they rank 14.8%, 9th on the man advantage out of any team in the league here, ranking 9th out of 10. As for the Railer Express, they rank top 3 in PK percentage at 84.9%. This team was once first in PK percentage as well, so one of the best in the league at that. We'll see if the Jets can find something maybe they could take advantage of here in the next 2 minutes. As it's picked up by Brody Stoven. Of course, no Bateman out here tonight for the Stonewall Jets squad. So changes things for sure, I feel like, on this power play, how you kind of work things. Sandwich down low. Kaczorowski finds that loose puck, takes it up high, and shoots it to that breadbasket of Maroney from the slot. Maroney, another huge save with that blocker this time around as this puck sent out. Stoven, first one on for the Jets in his own end. Played that puck up. It's Carson King who will get on it first. One hands this down low to Emberley. Puck gets past him. Kaczorowski in there for good support. It was Halad who ended up losing it. As the Railers get this all the way down with under a minute left in the Stonewall power play. Kicked out wide by Kaczorowski to Slatcher. Can't catch up to that pass, however, as it's cleared out again by this Railer Express team. Nice forecheck by Shadenough. Dangles through, what a move, but just misses the net as he scored a highlight reel goal here before on the network. Almost his second highlight reel goal on G-Show Productions MMJHL game day so far this year for number 9 on the Railer Express. Into the slot this goes for the Jets. Can't do much with it. Sent out and cleared out again into the Jet zone. Hunnam out of his net to leave this. So we're approaching a minute left in this opening frame. We're back to even strength as well. So it's skated up. Number 14 in Chapman. Able to evade the pressure of Todoruk. Chapman looked to unload that to shoot, but ends up fanning on it. Lost a handle of it. Vandenbush trying to go the other way, but he stood up well by number 23 in Nolan Moroz. Vandenbush into the slot. Gets knocked down by Slatcher. The Jets wheel up the other way onto the stick of Coleman. Cuts to the middle. Lost the puck momentarily. Tried to whip that across, but he couldn't. As is the Railer Express making their break to the net. Trying to hit it backdoor, but Vandenbush couldn't quite catch up to that pass there. Shot from high up in the zone from the point by Campbell. or Todorek, that is. Cal Todorek turned aside by Spencer Hunnam. 20.9 remaining here in this first period of action. 17-12, the shots in favor of the Railer Express off the draw. The Jets getting a break. A 3-1 potentially developing. Coleman heading towards the net. Nice stick by Austin Campbell, though, to knock that off of Kai Smith's stick in the corner. Puck ends up into the crease, covered up by Logan Maroney. One last face-off draw. Wouldn't be surprised if there's another one coming up here, but for the time being, Carson King going up against Nathan Turner. Won by the Jets. That pass to the point couldn't connect, though, as it trickles all the way out and down to the Jets zone. D-to-D pass from Stoven to Larenko. As with that, we go into the upcoming period with almost 30 shots combined in this first period of action. 17-12 in favor of the Railer Express. Saw some power plays in there. A lot of intensity from the Stonewall Jets team here to start off this matchup tonight. And well, that's a big reason why they lead too. Kaczorowski has looked like a man possessed sometimes here tonight on the forecheck so far. Making a strong play in front of the net to stand his ground and putting a goal past number 1 in Logan Maroney to open up the scoring at 4-on-4 earlier on in this frame. After that, though, the Railer Express continued to keep coming. Spencer Hunnam was really sharp in this period, stopping all 17 shots he faced. But as good as the Jets have looked, as much desperation that they've been playing with, the pressure they've been playing with has resulted in some really good things for them. They still got some puck luck on their side here tonight. About 3 posts hit, 2 of them crossbars from the Railer Express. I'm sure it was actually more than that, as some shots even just grazed off the post in that period. So the Railer Express, of course, looking for that final result here. They've had anything but the finish so far. And interestingly enough, down for a 3rd straight game to start off. They started off 0-2. This is a bit different tonight for the Railer Express as they look to get this one within even coming up next for the Stonewall Jets. From their leading scorer, the message was play with desperation. He ain't in the lineup tonight, but let me tell you folks, Stonewall playing with a lot of it so far here tonight. Desperation, that is. And they've been rewarded with a 1-0 lead. We're going to send it to an intermission break here. We're going to show you some highlights from last Friday's matchup on mmjhl game day between the St. Boniface Riels and the Raiders Junior Hockey Club. This period was brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Sure to check out their website at 995 Miltz Drive, as well as their store location, at 995 Miltz Drive, as well as our website at cancentralsportscards.com. Jets look to extend their lead, as well as hold on to it up 1-0 over the Railer Express in the upcoming 20 minutes of play. Stick around, everybody. More to come after this commercial break and highlights. Period 2 up next.
Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, The Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Welcome into the return of Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League game day here on the network, your home for mmjhl Hockey on G-Show Productions. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator, Graham Forsyth. This broadcast is always brought to you by McKen Fasteners and Tools, Goaltenders, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, and Terrico. Alex, one touch of this to Zachary. Looking to skate this up through the neutral zone and now stripped away by Koshier. He shoots, but turned aside by number 30 and Dominico. As the Raiders get this to Lukowski, mates some move, sidesteps, Hepner in, tight, scores! Add that to the highlight reel for number 25. As a little shimmy shake on who's been so solid for the Riels, and Hepner, big hit laid on there right after the faceoff. Got it to McNaughton as McNaughton just turned aside by Banera. The Riels looking to control this high up on the zone, but it's Lanowski looking to get some speed again, regroups on this puck, scores again! Number 25 lights the lamp for a second time. As the straw won by the Riels. Trying to break in with some speed, it's Johnson. A little shimmy shake before getting it to Davis, tic-tac-toe, and turned aside by Banera. The Riels with a really good attack. Continues to skate with it. Doesn't see any better options right now than for himself to hold on to it. Finally does, drops it to Wilson, who sends that off the boards down low to Cromie. Back up top to Wilson. His shot unable to get through. Loose puck there, though, scores! And it's the Nathan Lanowski show here tonight as number 25 bats it home for his hat-trick goal to make it 3-0. Tries going backdoor back to D'Souza, but couldn't fire to number 16. As now Reeve Suka takes some punishment along the boards. They're off of a hit from Wilson. As 25 slows up a bit, drops it back, and goes off for a change. As Reeve Suka plays it to Connor Davis, his shot off of that post. Nothing to do but send it in deep. As the Riels, turnover, costly one, but somehow making the save was Dominico on Larenko from 22 in Enerson, or Yorchenko's I should say, not Larenko. His shot was tipped and turned aside there. Hard save made by Dominico. Raiders continue to work at it. Down low, in front, gets to the low slot. Yorchenko turned aside. Huge save by number 30 and Dominico. As in the corner, this remains. Now onto the stick of number 6 and Yorchenko. Again, try getting that back down low, but couldn't send all the way out. The Raiders with a bit of trouble in front of their own net as this picked up by the Riels, but can't connect at the point there with that pass. As Enerson dumps a Riel into the boards, or into the Riel's bench, as now we got some chaos ensuing there. Gets this down low and successfully to McNaughton now, who gets tied up near the end boards by Larveld. Now Connor Davis getting taken out into the boards. No call here coming up on the play, though, as Davis interfered with quite blatantly there. And lays a hit on Larveld for some revenge in the corner. So now it's a 3-on-2 developing the other way for the Raiders. Drop back to Ashton Henry, drops this. Henry gets it back, tic-tac-toe, can't be connected on. As now a bit of a miss pass, not quite strong enough to get there. Forces a turnover, Van Dyne's tic-tac-toe, somehow Banera sprawls out to make that save out in front. No goals so far in this game for the Riels. One of the most high-powered offensive teams in the mmjhl has been stymied here tonight by, well, not anymore. A huge snipe there by Davis past Banera. So the Raiders try to make their way towards the Riels net. Picked up off the boards by Cole Kennedy. He fires, tipped wide of the net. Enerson, sneaky play. Goes off the back of Dominico and into the net. They look to will their way back into this one. A bit of maybe an unlucky break. Here's a bit of beautiness here from McNaughton as he puts this into the back of the net, sneaks this past Banera. to Zook, who Zook decides to go back to number 23, and Wilson, who puts a nice little outside move on a Riel player and continues on with it. Wilson to the net, rebound there, scores! Riels have their net pulled. It's played to McNaughton, to Hepner, tries to play that to the middle, picked up by McNaughton, sneakily his shot off of the mask, rebound there, Riels banging away at it, Banera able to keep it out into the low slot, turning, fire, rebound, scores! Trying to saucer it into the slot, unable to connect. The Raiders get this out, thrust to Lenoski, and that's his 4th of the game, capping off what's going to be a night to remember in the career of Nathan Lenoski. Here in this game in particular, in the 2024-2025 mmjhl season, his 4th point of the night to start the Raiders off officially now at this point, I'd say, on the right foot, as they'll come away with this victory tonight to make it 10 wins on the season. Welcome back to Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League game day here on this Thursday night from rural Manitoba and Stonewall, Manitoba at the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex. This is the Jets who lead 17 to 12 in shots trail 17 to shots after the first period of action, but lead on the scoreboard by a score of 1-0. Was Kaczorowski scoring his 17th of the season, assisted by Cole Emberley and Finley Titterson, 8:17 into the period. Spencer Hunnam getting the start in the pipes tonight for this Stonewall Jets team. Sharp making all 17 saves on the 17 shots he's faced so far. No Peyton Bateman in the lineup for the Stonewall Jets here tonight, but no problem so far, as they're up on the #1 team in the league right now in the Transcona Railer Express. As for what else is happening around the mmjhl tonight, a double-header of Thursday night action, as it's the St. Vital Junior Victorias at home right now playing against the River East Royal Knights, where St. Vital is currently up commandingly 6-0 over River East. With 5:59 remaining in the second period over there, as that game got going a bit earlier at 7:30. Lucas Gilson with 2 goals on the night. He's been a great addition here to the St. Vital Junior Victoria's team again. Played for them last year, and they've been instilling him into the lineup at certain points this year and benefiting so far tonight from that. He's been big time. Shots are 15-12 in favor of the Victorias over there. As in our game over here in Stonewall, Manitoba, the referees, the Zebras, as some hockey fans like to call them, make their way out onto the ice again. This first period was brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, as well as our first intermission of action. Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Once again, last time I'll say it here tonight, be sure to visit their store location. They're only one in Winnipeg, Manitoba, at 995 Miltsteagle Drive, as well as checking out their website at cancentralsportscards.com to see their wide selection of sports cards and memorabilia in the city. This period coming up is going to be brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry, as well as Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Be sure to check out their website at gordytomlinsongoalies.ca for more information, more details there. The Railer Express, the road team, wearing red here tonight. It's the team in their whites, their home jerseys, in the Stonewall Jets. Some great chances early on for This Transcone Railer Express team in that first period. The number of posts they hit, I lost track of it. And for the Stonewall Jets, capitalizing on their opportunities in that first period of action from Alex Kaczorowski. He's been fantastic on the forecheck here tonight. He's not on the ice to start. That'll be Carson King. As well as Gavin Halad and number 8, Cohen Chang. It's Chang. Been number 29 before. He's changed over to number 8. Given the trades that this Jets team has made, and they've been one of the more active teams during trade deadline. By the way, the Leafs trade deadline is approaching fast, and I mean really fast. Less than 24 hours away, as it happens tomorrow on January 10th. It's the league's annual trade deadline on the 10th, coming once again here in 2025. But yeah, the hold up here right now is the referees getting the net on the bearings and the Stonewall Jets end of things. The Jets will be flying from right to left this period, while the Railers will be flying from left to right from our perspective. As both teams at center ice, the puck is dropped and we're underway here for period number 2 from Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex of Stonewall in the Railer zone here early on. That pass going off of the skate of a Railer player and out of the zone off of that attempt from Carson King. This time his attempt gets through, but into the skates it goes of Cohen Chang. Larenko able to get possession of that puck and carry it in for an offside though. So with that, another stoppage already in this period. That was quite a theme in period number 1, was so many whistles in play. Like to see a bit more free-flowing action here in this period coming up, but given how tight these teams are playing each other, not sure how much things are going to open up here. Jace Larkins into the skates of Johansson. That pass misses, no icing called on the play. This was waved off. Newcomb tries to chip this pass out of the zone, but can't. Bruchansky, job of holding the line, tries to get it there to the net, plays it out in front. Bruchansky able to send it back to Larkins, who sends it off the backboards down low to St. Laurent. St. Laurent gets taken out along the boards, draws a penalty on the play as Maroney heads to his bench. It'll be a 6-on-5 until the Jets touch this puck up. Hunnam sends a shot into the corner as this played up to the point by Caden Seawalk. That pass from Campbell can't connect with Johansson, is finally into the possession of the Jets. It will be, let's take a look here, I believe number 7, Austin Larenko going to the box. 2 minutes for head contact, I believe. So with that, we're going to put Terrico on the screen. Serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. As the Railer Express look to get things going here on the power play. Look good at moving the puck early on. The Jets also showcasing some really good fundamentals on their PK too in that first period. It's played up to the point of Bruchansky. His shot tipped high of the net off the stick of Chudley. Railers control this down low still. Played across to Chudley. Has some trouble with that puck low along boards. This puck sent out of the zone all the way into the Railers' end. So far, a good kill from this Stonewall team. Vandenbush can't play that across. Puck stripped in the neutral zone and sent in again by the Jets. Maroney out of his own net to leave it for Bruchansky. Kicks this out wide to Larkins. Whips this across in the direction of Vandenbush. Doesn't get to number 22 instead. On a Shadenough stick. Got it to Vandenbush in front, but he's turned aside by number 1 in Hunnam. Railers loose out of this puck. Shadenough trying to win that possession battle out in front, but couldn't. This puck into the corner. Sent down low, Shadinov being bombarded by a Stonewall Jets player, but the Jets still unable to get it out. Roderick over to Whiteman. His shot just catching a piece of Hunnam's glove, going off the glass and out of play now. Or out into the neutral zone. As Stonewall got it there. Good clear from them. Austin Campbell whips this right in for the Railers. On to Nathan Turner's stick. Drops this back to Sullen. Plays it up to Sorrell. Plays it across to Campbell. Campbell feeds this out. Oh, that shot just off the side of the net and into the netting. Grazed another post for this Railer Express squad with 2 seconds remaining on their power play. The frustration continues for who's been the top scoring team in the league so far here this season with 125 goals through 28 games, which is good enough for an average of 4.46 goals for per game. Still searching for answers on how to get the first puck past Hunnam. As we are back to even strength, we'll take Terrico off the screen here. As Hunnam coming up with another stoppage. Nathan Turner to take the draw now. Turner ends up winning this. That shot, Pruden can't quite get it through. Up to Campbell at the point. His shot into the breadbasket of Hunnam again. Haven't seen much of Pruden so far here tonight. He's out there with Turner as well as Sullen. Draw won by the Stonewall Jets. As it's played up now onto the stick of Carson King. He skates in, leaves this draw pass to Halad. Halad, nice little maneuverability. Feeds this across to the point where Cohen Chang couldn't quite get a clean handle on it. He's turned aside now by the pad of Maroney. Hit there from Stoven. Number 17 in Pruden, but the Railer Express work this up to the backhand. Whiteman goes to the slot, but Sullen can't have that connected on with him. Got kind of neat on the play there. Sullen slow to get up. Shot high of the net in the Railers' end for the Jets. So they look to work this down low. Cohen Chang tried to get that into the slot, but no one in the right spot for him as he missed all of his teammates with that pass as it's back into the Stonewall Jet zone. Puck taken way down low by the Transcone Railer Express. Now up to the point. That shot turned aside by Hunnam.
As the Chamberbuck stick winners, red ticket number 019-63059.
It's another stoppage coming. 5:42 remaining here in this second period of play. And this period brought to you by not only Terrico, but goaltenders as well. Your goalie's personal video review service. Interested in improving your skills from some online goaltending coaching? Well, Gordy Tumelson's your man at GordyTumelsonGoalies.ca. Kaczorowski, good speed, wins this race to the puck, maneuvers to the net, but unable to quite make it there as he was stripped away of that puck, sent all the way back down again by the Railer Express. Keaton Johnson, we're going to take that puck away off the forecheck, got past him, back into the Jet zone now. As this whipped up through the middle, missing Emberley, and all the way down for an icing. This will be another draw inside of the Jets' end, and we were at East End for the Railers' Sunday loss, 3-1 to the Riels, and their one and only goal came off of a good face-off win, good forecheck, and a blast from the point. Could we see something similar from them here to open the scoring in this game for themselves? Remains to be seen. Kaczorowski wins this race to the puck again. Try get into the slot, but a nice defensive stick by Kyle Todoruk to hassle him. Continues to in the corner. Kaczorowski now from a tight angle. A sharp one. Misses the net there from practically the side of it. Cole Emberley picks up this puck now. Plays it to Slatcher at the half wall. Slatcher tried to get it back to Emberley, but couldn't. This turned over onto the stick of Keaton Johnson as he gives chase to this puck. Gets it out in front, but Hunnam swallows this up, covers things up. So we got a bit of pushing behind the net afterwards. number 19, Jackson Sorrell, was a Jets player. It's Jeremy Shadenough to take the draw for this Railer Express squad. Showed some flashes of brilliance in that first period on the forecheck and when he had the puck. Transcona would definitely like to see him step up to get this game in even as well as any of the 4 other players out on the ice with Shadenough. Icing was called on the play, so we got a draw right back inside of the Jets. And as this one Todora turned aside, Kyle, that is, or Michael, number 18. Kyle wears number 6. As the Jets look to work this puck out, Halad being pressured there by 2 Railer Express players, ends up into the crease again of Hunnam. As he covers things up, once again, get another breather for his squad. So much of this too here tonight, the amount of stoppages we've gotten have been both teams, having good pressure around the net, so the goaltenders just wanting to play it safe, not risking a potential turnover that could lead to an opposition's goal. And for Spencer Hunnam, knowing that he's still riding a shutout right now, just going to play it safe any chance he gets. As he covers things up once again. As on the draw against St. Laurent, this time having a bit of trouble with it, losing it to this Jets squad. Larenko, nice spin move to get away from the pressure. Plays a hard pass up as the Jets establish the zone now. Backhanded down deep in the corner. Newcomb tries going cross crease with the pass, but couldn't find a man as Carter Johansson goes for a skate now. Trying to chase down this chip, and still with good speed, number 11, forcing some chaos down low. Ends up on the stick of St. Laurent, gets it up to the point to Jace Larkins, plays it across to Bruchansky. His shot through, somehow making a clean save there was Hunnam. No matter what the traffic was, didn't matter there for number 1. Beautiful tracking there. As he continues to stay locked in this one. Nolan Vandenbush back on the face-off draw now. We'll win this through the legs. Up to Declan Whiteman. Unloads his shot into the breadbasket this time of Hunnam. By the way, this isn't our only stop on MMJHL game day on this weekend. We'll be back in Winnipeg tomorrow night, as we'll be at Eric Hoy Arena as the Charleswood Hawks face off against the Fort Garry Twins, and what is a battle to see who comes out as the second place team in the standings. Both those teams are tied at 41 points each with an identical 27, or I should preference that because it sounds like I'm saying the number 27. They both have 20 wins each with 7 regulation losses and 1 extra time loss. And the 1 extra time loss for that Twins team came against the Charleswood Hawks back on December 1st when they lost in a shootout. So that should be a fantastic matchup tomorrow. We also got Raiders at home to take on the Riels on Sunday afternoon on MMJHL game day. Let's check out our website for the full broadcast schedule for January as it's up now. Blocked, and now here's a chance potentially for the Railer Express. Jackson Sorrell in alone on Hunnam. Somehow number 1 sprawls out to make a huge save with that pad. As Transcona remains snake bitten here tonight. Read it perfectly there with Spencer Hunnam. And great patience too, doesn't commit right away, but that patience was wearing thin a bit as Jackson Sorrell got in tight and tighter to the net. But stick out that pad and hope for the best, and Spencer Hunnam did just that. A beautiful save there from number 1 As the other number 1, Logan Maroney, turned this over down low. The Jets look to go tic-tac-toe. Kai Smith stripped of the puck there by Sorrell, and he feeds this up to Chudley. Chudley coming in on Chapman, but a nice job to take that away. No! Bad luck for the Jets results in a goal in the back of the net at the end of it. As Evan Chudley stuck with it out in front and was able to put the loose puck home out in front to finally beat Spencer Hunnam for the first time here tonight. Took a bit of an awkward bounce out in front. Hunnam made the initial save, but a nice job by the Railer Express to drive that net hard. That's exactly what Evan Chudley does, in for good support. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie game. As that goal brought to you by Terraco, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Check out their website for more details at gshow.ca. Face-off coming inside of the Railers and won by the Jets. That shot into the netting and out of play. So 12:19 remaining. Cole Emberley wins this draw up to the point to Chapman. Ooh. Great effort on that goal against. Still out there, still for this Jets team. Titterson from the point. He surveys, can't feed that puck through for a shot on net as this ends up out of play now. So it ended up into the Jets bench. Draw just outside of the Jets zone. Or the Railer Express zone, the Jets able to get it in. And Jacob Howell off the boards as the Railers look to chip this out. Can't do it quite cleanly there, but it's onto the stick of Kyle Todoruk, whose pass ended up behind Tyson Pruden. And that draws the offside as he also had Nathan Turner streaking down that left side. As great to see some MMJHL fans, well, a lot of MMJHL fans watching this stream here tonight on your home for MMJHL hockey on G-Show Productions. Been awesome to see how packed this crowd is getting down in Stonewall as well. The spirit's at an all-time high right now in terms of the fever surrounding junior hockey. It seems like in this part of the province here tonight, in the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex, as Cole Emberley skates this one up, drops this back to Kaczorowski. No, Emberley held on to that puck, almost found Slatcher heading to the net, but a nice defensive play by the Railer Express to shut it down. Selin now maneuvering out of the pressure, whipping it across to Kyle Todoruk, as Todoruk just sends this on net from a ways out on Spencer Hunnam. Left it for number 15 in Stoven. Plays this up the left side to Halad, who battles his way through. Got a puck to Chang. Chang couldn't quite get it to the net. Puck held in at the point, though, by Stoven. Blocked up by Keaton Johnson as he stick handles a bit before firing up to Michael Todoruk. Gets it back to Johnson. His shot turned aside by Hunnam in tight. So with that, the Stonewall Jets netminder rebounding well from that goal he let in moments ago. And, of course, a goal where the Railer Express worked for it off that rush, had to. So the Jets stuck with them down to the very end there. As this puck in the corner, trying to get it to the slot, or to the front of the net, this Railer Express team tries to, but can't. Michael Todoruk tried to hold it in with the skate, couldn't kick it far enough. This turned over. King, oh, beautiful move, sent it over to Harrod, but could not finish off that beautiful chance set up by Carson King. Now the Railers come down the other way, trying to dangle through the skates there of Nolan Morose, but couldn't, where the Railer Express shot enough back on it. Wheels in, kicks this out Wide to Todorek. His shot turned aside. Rebound there. They played the music a bit too prematurely here at the arena as well. Players stay on task, though, staying focused here as the Railers try to get this puck off the forecheck. The Jets win that battle, and now they look to stretch this up. It's on the stick of number 12 in King as he tries to dangle through, but Austin Campbell back to shut him down as his backhand pass turned over into the slot, or into the neutral zone. Cut off by Slobosian. DDD, this goes to Declan Whiteman. Flips the pass up into the neutral zone. Carter Johansson runs into number 23 in Moreau's there. As puck ends up all the way. Ends up being a great break there for the Railer Express, hitting a stick that's just laying on the ice. Not sure if you could see it, but that was surely looking like it would be an icing. Ends up in the crease of Spencer Hunnam instead. Bring goaltenders back onto the screen. Your goalie's personal video review service as this one flipped out again by this Jets hockey team. The Railers get it right back in. Chapman picks this puck off and played up the boards and out. St. Laurent sent that on net. Hunnam had a bit of trouble with it. Creates this chance down low for this Railer Express team, but Johansson couldn't thread that pass through. It's Kutries has that stripped away just upon entry into the zone as it's picked up now by Seawalk. Plays this over to Whiteman. Drop that for Campbell, who got it back up to Whiteman, who streaks into the zone. That shot high of the net over top of Spencer Hunnam. As down low is controlled by the defensive team in the Stonewall Jets. DDD played off of the backboards and now sent cross ice all the way down for an icing as that hopped over the stick of Kai Smith. We got yet another face-off coming inside of the Jets' end. As Hunnam prepares himself once again. The Railers, quick shot off the draw, turned aside by Hunnam. And ends up, just covering this up again. Looked behind him to see if that puck squirted through. But that, of course, not being the case. Kai Smith giving the stick tap to his goaltender, too. Saying, we appreciate you, number one. As he's been big time here tonight. Kai Smith, speaking up, flips this in with the backhand, going to chase it down low. As he pressures Kyle Todorek, wins on the forecheck, up top to the point, or into the high slot there for Garchinski. As he's turned aside. Giving chase, huge win off that forecheck, off the puck race by Chudley as he laid the body. Both players ended up onto the ice. This puck back into the Railers and chipped in with one hand by Jackson Sorrell. Goes off for a change for this Railer Express squad. As tipped, deemed to be on the way down, so no icing, as Howell has this in his skates. Turns away from Garchinski. His number 24 is giving good pressure. As this passed up to Nathan Turner, to him, dangles, but Hunnam again with a big save. Whacked out of midair by the Jets trying to clear that, but they couldn't. As this puck ends up into the corner. Trey Sellen played it down low to Turner. Turner denied just moments ago. Nice job by Rylan Slatcher to stick handle through the tight space he has. Jets, more importantly, though, trying to get this puck out. They finally do. As it's Jace Larkins who sends a pass up to Pruden. As the Jets able to get it back into the zone again of the Railer Express. Off the boards this goes. Slobosian holds the line. Quick shot from Kutris at the point. Another chance in tight. It's a lot. Ashley Dangle scores! And how about that for your first goal of the season? For one in number 19 and Gavin Hawad. Only played one game up until this point. Has looked really effective here tonight. And just what a silky display on that finish. The patience from number 19 to wait Maroney out before putting it into a gaping, wide open cage to restore this 1-goal lead for the Stonewall Jets. They come right back in. That goal brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Hard work along the boards from Halad. Ends up getting it back up top. Number 23 in Morose. The Rail Express look to chip and go. Looking to get this game back even. Now with 5:36 remaining in the second period. D. Oh, a huge hit avoided there. Seeing it coming, and there's a rebound, scores! Well, just like that, the Railer Express answer back with a physical shift. Started up the boards as they chip it out. Down low, as you can see there, laying the body on the Stonewall Jets. And Stonewall not quite able to clear it with enough conviction and with enough confidence. And with the Railer Express, they continue to stay with that attack in tight. Or with a goal. It's one in number 18 and Michael Todoruk. Is that goal brought to you by Terrico. So we're back to even now. Is this line held by Declan Whiteman, or no, I guess not. There's a whistle called here on the play. (36-17), the shots in favor of the Transcona Railer Express. He only just tied this one up, though, moments ago. As this played up to Newcomb. Kicks this out. And number 18 in Coutries. Coutries loses the handle on that, but got it back to Morose. Morose, his pass grazing through the slot and up to the point. Puck ends up along boards again and into the corner. Played out in front, but cut off by Declan Whiteman for the Railer Express. As this one chipped all the way out. Slobosian able to backhand that out. Back down low for the Jets and picked up by Slobosian. He passes this off into the skates, though, of number 13 in Slatcher. So it ends up being turned over. D. The Railer Express go. And send it up all the way down deep into the Jets' end. Den Chudley, this loose puck, tried to get it there up to either Sorrell or the point man, and Jace Larkins couldn't do so. Puck sent back again, though, into the Jets' end. As that pass, a bit cheeky through the legs of number 24, and Chudley it went. As it's up to Emberley, trying to bust through the defense, but couldn't as he was cut off. While Nolan Vandenbush takes a hack, but continues on with this puck as he skates down the right side. Vandenbush tried to circle along the boards to try to find some space, but couldn't, as this ends up being called a hand pass, I believe. As we get another face-off coming just outside of the Jets zone this time around. Vandenbush to take it. It's Braden Coleman. Coleman ends up losing this draw as it's played up to Vandenbush. Tried to split through the D, but nice job by the Jets of converging on number 22. That puck from far away is out from Sorrell, turned aside by Hunnam. As this flipped out by the Jets into the skates of Jace Larkins as he boots that to the boards. Jets stay on the attack, though, and pick up that loose puck and play it back in. Held at the point, Finley Titterson. He looks to go for a skate. Oh, nice move by Titterson. His shot turned aside, blockered away there by number 1 in Logan Maroney. As this puck unable to be cleared out, the Jets just able to hold the line. It was played up to Vandenbush. Off of his stick, though, this goes off of 22. It's back into the neutral zone. Bruchanski tries to play that up the right side, but has it intercepted. Coleman drops this for Garchansky to Smith. It goes towards the net and covered up by Maroney. Almost disaster there for Bruchanski. So he had a lot of open ice to work with. Decided to send it up that right side. Forcing the issue doesn't always work. And prime example of that there. A 3-on-1 coming down the other way off of that turnover. As this face-off draw ends up all the way out and down into the Jets zone. A bit too clean of a win off of the draw. But they work their way back in again. Delane looking for options. Nice patience. Sending it over to King. His shot tipped maybe. And into the netting. Into the netting nonetheless. It's a nice zone entry there by Gavin Halad. Halad been showcasing his skill set. He's a really skilled player with that puck. And a pretty darn good passer as well here in his second game of the season with the Stonewall Jets squad. As this pass into the slot, couldn't get there as King cut it off with the skate. This puck gets rimmed around inside of the Jets' end now. So they look to send this one out. But a nice stick from Nathan Turner. Disrupted that from getting out at first. Now this is played up. Gavin Halad puts the moves on. Howell cuts to the net, but can't quite finish it. So he lost possession of that puck. Larenko head fakes. Wings this out to his opposite point as that shot turned aside by the glove of Maroney. Making his 18th or 19th save of the game so far. Cole Emberley out there with Kaczorowski and Slatcha to take the draw. Ryland Slatcha along the boards, goes to battle with Campbell and ends up being victorious. Emberley, oh, backdoor pass for Kaczorowski, rather the side of the net. Turned aside by Maroney as he saw it coming. Extended that right leg out to make that save. Once again, Stonewall really good in those puck battles. Forcing another costly turnover. Well, not quite costly for the Railway Express. Saved by their goaltender there with another huge save. There have been two identical looks like that in a matter of minutes as the Railway Express try to bang away in tight of Hunnam as he ends up scooping that up and covering things up. So with 1:04 remaining, we'll bring this face-off draw to the blocker hand side of Hunnam. Won by the Railway Express. That shot turned aside by number 1 again as it's sent out. And a whistle on the play, stopping things here. Railers now at an impressive 40 shots on the game to the Jets 21. A team who's been able to put up a lot so far this season in games if they've been able to work it up until that point of getting to, you know, the 40 shots and over range. But I'd like to see a bit more finish from their group here tonight. They only got 2 goals to show for it. Maybe some late period magic here as they win the draw. Up top to Whiteman. His shot turned aside by Hunnam. Rebound cleared away by the Jets as this stretched up. Cross ice to Coleman. Is down the left side. Decides to drop this for King, but that pass doesn't go. He's given chase. Shot enough. Trying to get to this puck, but couldn't. A Jet retrieves first. As this sent up onto Halad's stick. A bit of a spin around. But gets that pass over. Oh, spinning to make the save was Maroney. The double pad stack a bit old school here on this Thursday night. As this played out into the neutral zone, and with 3-2-1 seconds left in what was a high event second period of play, where we saw 3 goals in total, it ends off with a highlight reel save there from Maroney. He's made like 3 of them during this period. And he really went out and pulled off the old school double pad stack. A desperation save from him there because, maybe if he doesn't make that type of move, that type of reaction, he doesn't keep that out. Gavin Halad with just another sensational move to set that up. He really came to life in that second period of action. What else would you want here to start off your week on MMJHL game day with a game that, sure, it's 41-22 in shots right now for this Railer Express team. We're still tied, however, at 2 apiece. And both teams overall have been getting really high quality chances going each other's way. Out of those 22 shots that Stonewall's had so far, there's been a lot of quality within that. And one thing that Stonewall is going to continue to look to do is win on the forecheck, outnumbering the Railer Express, and almost coming away with a goal on 2 of those sequences, right, on 3-on-1s that they generate. Maroney just a bit too good to make the stops on it. Both teams tied at 2 apiece heading forward into the next period of action. What's it going to take for one of these teams to come away with a victory here tonight? Well, stay tuned to find out for period number 3 coming up. We're going to play some more highlights during this period of our game from last Sunday between the Riels, who are the visitors, taking on the team you're seeing tonight. That's the visitor in the Transcon Railer Express. We'll be back with some news from around the league as well, from what's happening on this Thursday night in St. Vital. I was touching a bit on trade deadline, the points leaders, and more here in our second intermission. As the second period just concluded, 2-2 the score in favor of the Jets in this second period, brought to you by Terrico and Goaltenders. More to come after these messages.
Dylan Smith, head coach of the Charleswood Hawks, joining this edition of the MMJHL podcast.
And welcome into another edition of Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League Game Day here on your home for MMJHL Hockey in Manitoba on gshow Productions on gshow.ca. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator for this afternoon's action. That's played across to Bachnet early on for the Riels as Bachnet makes his way up, gets stood up there, cut off at the line by number 5 for this Railer Express team in Jace Lawkins. That shot, Vandenbush, goes from low to high to Lambert. Short little pass over to McNaughton. Protects this puck. The slick little deke and plays this into the skates. So Davis down low, tic-tac-toe. Suka denied by Delarone as the net off. Brzezinski receives this cross-ice pass. Leaves the short little drop for Reeve Sukut, who makes his way down below the goal line. Penalty coming up here. Sukut draws it. But the Railers still unable to get this loose. They do now as it's picked up by Vandenbush. Headmans this up to Larkins. Larkins just before the blue line. He takes a tumble, spun around, and there's another tripping penalty, or another penalty coming up for this Riels team. To Trey Sullen. Sullen settles it down back up to the point to Campbell. Campbell gets it back From, I believe, Todoruk over to Sullen. Sullen into the middle. His shot turned aside by O'Sullivan. Rebound cleared away by the Riels. Try sending that across, but can't make it through that blocked up lane by the Riels as it's on to Sukit's stick. Sukit cuts in, maneuvers, gets it to McNaughton. Almost a beautiful finish on that give and go to St. Laurent, who sends that in deep. O'Sullivan out to play it down that left side. Ends up onto the stick of McNaughton, who remains on the ice. Over to Davis! Almost makes it past Maroney Delarone, and it does! As now Brzezinski able to chip it out. He goes. He has Cole Davis with him, but Todoruk able to cut that pass off. Puck gets passed, going back door, trying to. The Riels on that one. It's absolute mayhem there on the play. Coming in hard, trying to on Austin Campbell. Campbell moves this puck away quickly, though. But turned over. Van Dyne's trying to drag in. Loose puck to Johnson. Oh, just turned aside there by Delarone in tight. With 5:35 remaining here in the second period of action. Another turnover onto the stick of Trott. Left it for McNaughton. McNaughton trying to dangle in, but good defensive effort there on that stick from Nathan Turner. And thus Riel's forecheck as well coming to life. Let's see if the Railers can as well. Shot scores! As the Riels look to go, Bachnet running out along the boards. As Shadanoff chips it past, has a man with him as well, and Johnson fires to Johnson, but turned aside by O'Sullivan. Score is currently tied at 1 apiece. It's into the slot early on for the Riels. Stone cold there was McNaughton. Picked up by this Riels squad. And now Lambert, nice little move to the backhand and streaks in. Passes to Sukit. Over to Van Dynes. His shot turned aside by Delarone. Huge save there from the Rook. 3-on-2 developing the other way. The Railer Express to Van Den Busch. His shot turned aside. Shadanoff on the rebound, but couldn't get it past. Looked like they had a chance to control the puck well at the start of it, but once the Railers started clearing that puck out, a Railer Express player's helmet comes off, and now he takes a tumble to the ice as well. Trying to eat it along the boards, but can't. The Riels get possession of it back. Held in by the skate of Bachnet, and now over to McNaughton. Spelling out to make that save. Sage Delarone, number 29, has been big time this afternoon. There's a bit too much for his right shoulder to handle. It trickled up over top of it and behind, and speak of the devil, maybe an announcer's curse. This time it'll be McNaughton who wins it again. Played up to Bachnet, whips it across to Lambert. Lambert now across to Sukit. His shot blocked. Sukit again turned aside, this time by Delarone. The Riels trying to make their move to the net. Tied up in the corner, picked up by Van Den Busch. Now kicks this out to Trey Sullen. Sullen tries to drop this for Brzezinski with an open net. Brzezinski puts this away for the Riels. And for the Railer Express, of course, a game that was frustrating for them this afternoon as they had their chances, but just couldn't quite find a way to make things easy for themselves against a very well coached, very good St. Boniface Riel squad, as things chippy until the very end here.
Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools has been the place to shop for your industrial needs for over 20 years. Carrying the tools you need to get the job done from the brands you can trust, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools has you covered. Brands like Milwaukee Tool, established in 1924 and on display in our Milwaukee Red Zone, the largest red zone in Winnipeg. With construction workers and tradespeople in mind, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools is your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. So come on down to our Winnipeg store location today, located on 1557 King Edward Street in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Welcome back into the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex, mmjhl fans, into a game here. Could very well be coming down to the wire tonight from Stonewall, Manitoba. Both teams, the Railers, the visitors, and the Jets, the home side, tied at 2 apiece. 41 shots for the Transcon Railer Express through 2 periods of action, 22 in favor of the Stonewall Jets. Logan Maroney making not 1, not 2, but 3 straight big-time saves to end off period 2. And yeah, as well as the Railer Express getting many chances throughout that period of action. So we take a look at the shots, specifically from that period, what the number exactly was. 24-10 in favor of the Railer Express. And what's even more impressive about that is the fact that they only had 1 power play to work with. Evan Chudley and Michael Todoruk, the goal scorers for the Transcon Railer Express in that period. And Gavin Halod ended up giving the Jets a 2-1 lead at the time at 13:50 into the second frame for his first of the season, assisted by Alex Kaczorowski and Cole Emberley. Emberley and Kaczorowski both with 2 points on the night here tonight. In terms of the goaltending, Spencer Hunnam and Logan Maroney getting the starts here tonight in this action, in this contest. In terms of the rest of the action from around the mmjhl, the St. James Junior the St. Vital Junior Victorias on their way to their 16th win of the season, up 7-1 right now on the River East Royal Knights. And yeah, both of those teams, of course, will get a day off tomorrow, along with the 2 teams playing in this game here, the Railers and the Jets, and we'll all be back in action coming up on Sunday as we take a look at the standings heading into this week's action, as well as a look at the upcoming matchups here for the rest of the weekend. As you can see, tried to change up the layout here of this, not saying the mmjhl podcast, but we couldn't edit anything in time. We went over the upcoming schedule, the past week of results, the stats leaders, as well as trade deadline in the episode this morning. Trade deadline, of course, happening tomorrow in the mmjhl. If you want to hear my thoughts actually on trade deadline, be sure to check out the mmjhl podcast for season 2, episode 15. Not going to have enough time to get into it. Afternoon. Look at this. We're having some puck throwing going on here. Start off this third period. The period hasn't even started yet, but kind of cool that this is happening right now. I haven't seen this, to be honest with you, before. The crowd just throwing pucks onto the ice. I believe it may be part of a Kraft Hockeyville initiative here tonight. I believe they've been giving out pucks all night long here at the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex. But yeah, seems like we kind of ran out of time. I didn't really put it into consideration in terms of how much time we'd have here during the intermission to talk about it. If you want to hear my full thoughts on the trade deadline, the moves that have been made so far, check out mmjhl podcast episode 15 season 2. I'm also going to be giving my final official winners and losers from trade deadline coming up on next week's edition of the mmjhl podcast. We may even put out a video specifically talking about it on our YouTube in the next few days here, either tomorrow or sometime over the weekend, so stay tuned for that.
Puck number 052. If you've got 052, please bring it up and claim your prize.
So cool. So what the context for throwing the pucks on the ice was that everyone who ended up getting one. Ended up being entered in to have the potential to win a prize, and whatever number got picked would end up being the one to be able to claim that prize. Whoever puck got picked out there on the ice out of the ones that were thrown. So super cool, spectacle that we just saw here at Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex. As some of the Jets are back onto the ice right now. The Transcone Railer Express look to make their way out onto the ice soon here, along with the rest of Stonewall squad. But of course, Matt, if I did have a puck, I would chuck it. To be clear with you all there, I'd be throwing a puck if I had one at my disposal, but that just wasn't in the cards here tonight. By the way, Matt Beardy, everybody, is the one you see commenting in the live stream, the chat here. He's the one who edits all of the highlight clips that you see, those highlight montages. So shout out to him and all the great work he's been doing here for our network, G-Show Productions. Your home for mmjhl hockey here in Manitoba for the 2024-2025 season. It's the Stonewall Jets. Going to be starting with Carson King out at center ice, taking the face-off, coming up against Nolan Vandenbush. This top line for the Railer Express has been all over in the offensive zone tonight, but haven't quite been able to find that final finish that they've wanted quite often as of yet, as the puck underway as we are set to roll here, and we are off for the final 20 miles of this regulation action from Stonewall here tonight. Called offside on the play early on. As Vandenbush was called for it. This face off just outside of the Jets' end, and they're able to win it. Brady Stoven plays this up to Coleman, flips this into the middle for Kai Smith. The Smith gets this to number 24 in Garchansky. Up to the point, Larenko is shot snatched down by the glove of Logan Maroney. Draw one by Emberley up to the point for the Stonewall Jets as they control this puck inside of the Railer Express zone. This period, by the way, everybody, brought to you by Macon Fasteners and Tools. Your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs here in the province of Manitoba. Store locations in Brandon and Winnipeg. Be sure to check them out today, as well as their website at maconfasteners.shop. That off the glove of Chapman and into the pad of Hunnam. Is almost turned over down low by this Riel's team, or this Jets team, into the Railers' possession. Now it is turned over. Sullen's shot snatched out of there by the glove of Hunnam. Face-off draw coming to the blocker hand side of Hunnam here. Shadanoff wins it strongly to Michael Todoruk, who fanged completely on that shot. It might have rolled off the blade before He released it. That shot turned aside by Hunnam. Nice defensive stick by Kyle Todoruk to take away that stretch pass up to Gavin Halad that the Jets were trying to connect with once again in the corner. The Jets looking to control. And now out from the Railer Express. As this sent all the way back into the Stonewall Jets end. As Jeremy Shadanoff picks up this loose puck. Tries to send it down low to Keaton Johnson, but it got cut off by Carson King as he whips this up cross ice to a teammate. Back to King, who tries to dangle in, but can't quite, as he was being a bit disrupted there by a Railer Express player's stick on his way to the net. As this along the wall. Keaton Johnson going to battle. 2-on-1 there by two Jets players, and the Jets come out victorious with the numbers they had there to their disposal. Icing called on the play. We'll bring a face-off back down to the Railer Express zone, and for Trey-son Superfan, apologies to you, my friend, as we tried to get Trey on the show, but the stud declined. The stud does not want to do a podcast interview at this point in time, so we're unfortunately going to have to wait. Apologies to Trey-son Superfan. I know he's been asking for it, as he just dropped in the chat date of asking for Trey-son to be on the pod. I wish it could happen, to be honest with you. Would love to talk to Trey, but yeah, I'm not going to force anyone that doesn't want to do a podcast interview to do it, you know? It's onto the stick of Alex Kaczorowski. Whips this across to D-Man and Larenko. Up to Stovin. His shot turned aside by Maroney. Stovin holds the line strongly there. Johansson tried to chip it around him sneakily, but couldn't. Jets feed it into the slot, but this one too far and out of reach for any of Jets players. Johansson takes a hard hit along the Jets boards, along their bench. Almost a scary one there. Johansson almost picks off that pass out, but can't. It's Emberly in the neutral zone. Played it back up to a teammate who sends it in, and Kai Smith. A given chase on it are the Jets. Trying to hold the line, and they do for the time being, but one-handed out there by Seawalk. But the Jets get it back in. Garchinski has a man with him, and Coleman but decides to snipe and scores! And with that, the Jets back on top for the third time here tonight. This time, courtesy off the stick of number 24 in Wiley Garchanski. And Garchanski had some help with him, but uses them as decoys instead. That little deception, that hesitation is enough to open up Maroney, as Garchanski wires one through that right corner into it. And that goal brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools. One-stop shop for all your industrial needs. As Garchanski back with it again. Off the helmet of Maroney, as he didn't track that one fast enough. Stays in the zone for this Jets team, this puck does. With that pass up to the point, intercepted by the Railers. Apologies, folks, with so many people in the stands. Our broadcast vantage a bit hard to see sometimes out there in tight spaces. Kai Smith trying to whack that puck towards the net for the Jets, but couldn't. This flipped into the middle now for Jackson Sorrell. Has that sticked away. Poked by number 6 in Finley, Titterson. As off the boards this goes. Morose tried to get it to Titterson, but a bit out of the reach there for number 6. This picked up by Kai Smith now as he wheels in the neutral zone. Dangles to the outside, but that dangle causes an offside. It's the hesitation not read by his teammates. It's maybe one of the most frustrating ways to go offside is when you think, your player is going in north-south instead of making a little dangle one last move at the line. Sometimes it's inevitable, but always frustrating when that happens for sure. Spencer Hunnam been far from frustrated tonight. His 44th save of the night on 46 shots against now, as the Railer Express still lead by quite a bit in the shot advantage. But like the story has been for most of this night, still trail on the scoreboard, down 3-2. As Carson King loses his draw, this time to Turner. That quick shot from Sullen turned aside by the glove of Hunnam. Both teams squaring off again at the draw this time. Turner again. He gets tied up by Coleman. Sullen in to help. Has that puck knocked away from him, but got it back in the corner and rims it around hard up top to Howell at the point. His shot can't get through cleanly though, as the Jets with some time and space as the Railer Express go off for a change afterwards. Regroup to defend that as their forward line still stays out. D to D. The Jets hit this and try to hit it up ice, but off the skate that goes of number 4 in Sullen and out of play. Right into the Jets bench. Derek Agnew keeping the Turner line out there for the Jets, getting the change up with Carson King out there. Now tie up on the draw. Sullen, quick shot turned aside by Hunnam. Nice read by Turner off the draw to allow that to transpire. Turner back on it again in the corner, strong on it, trying to spin away from the check-in. Has Tyson Pruden with him. Sent it out in front, but blocked up by a Jets player. Now fed out by the Jets into the neutral zone and skated up. 2-on-1 potentially developing. Pass gets through, but Maroney comes across to make yet another spectacular save. My goodness, number 1 has been a highlight machine here tonight. Look back at any of these 4 big saves he's made throughout the course of this game and say, it's just simply unreal. The ability to get over like that and to read it as fast as those shots are coming too. It's just very impressive stuff from number 1 here tonight. And very impressive stuff too from Spencer Hunnam, the other number 1 on the other side of things for the Stonewall Jets too, as a hook potentially on the play. And yes, it is called here as the Stonewall player going to the box will be trying to take a look at it. Couldn't quite catch his number. Ends up being number 10, Isaac Martin, a newcomer over from the St. James Junior Canucks, as it's the Railer Express who go back to the man advantage. Yeah, the only power play of the period in the second. They look to cap on this one. No, backdoor feed just at the side of it. Chudley unable to answer. Gets this up to the point to Bruchansky. Left this for Vandenbush. Delay penalty coming up here as Bruchansky brutally taken down to the ice. Very unnecessary there, as he's slow to get up as well. Feeling all the effects of that one. I'm sorry, what a joke of a comment from the crowd. There's 2 teams out there I just heard, and it's like, well, that's as blatant as it gets right there of a takedown, folks. I don't really care what anyone else says. That's a clear-cut penalty. Allows for this Railer Express team to go to work on a 5-on-3. Passed across, up to Campbell, back to Whiteman, scores! An absolute blast from number 16 and Declan Whiteman to get this game back to even with 12:30 left on the clock and still 1:51 of power play time remaining for this Railer Express team. They've had a lot of chances, looks like that, in this game that have either, been blocked, contested, or simply gone off the post. That time around, they're able to find that open pass and an open lane to the net for that shot. And an absolute bomb from number 16 in Whiteman. And that goal brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. Transcona back in it. On it in the Jets end. Bruchansky, his shot tipped just wide of the net there. Off the body of Jeremy Shadenoff, who takes some physicality along the boards. Vandenbush there to help out. Good stick from Shadenoff to stick that away afterwards. The puck just sent out the zone as Vandenbush was just unable to hold it.
Assist by number 8, Austin Campbell, and number 19, Jackson Cyril. Number 12:30. That's Whiteman on power play for Campbell.
As Bruchansky, his shot tipped just, or not even close to the net, way wide of it. Horizontal from where it was. As Chudley takes a bit of a whack, continues on with the puck and plays it to Larkins. Up to Bruchansky, tipped on there in front by Shadenoff and covered up. My number 1 and Spencer Hunnam, 46 seconds remains on this power play. And comment, folks, who you feel gets the game-winning goal here tonight. We got Trace Sullen in the group chat here, or not in the group chat, in the live stream chat, commented, one of the guys did, Joe P13, saying Trace Sullen, game-winning goal plus 500. Those are the odds apparently on that, but as we continue along here, yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. Who you think ends up with the game-winning goal here tonight, either from the Railer Express or the Stonewall Jets. As a bit of time remaining left on this power play. This is up to the point. Whiteman, his shot high of the net. The most recent goal scorer in this game now makes his way further up into the zone. Waiting at a spot for a potential one-timer. This puck along the boards. Up to the point. It's Campbell to Whiteman. Goes to the slot with that pass to Sullen, but nice stick in the lane to take that away from Slatcher. For Slatcher to take that away from Sullen, as I should say. So we're back to even strength. That shot not handled on cleanly there by Hunnam. Played into the far boards. Trying to whack it out was Kai Smith, but couldn't. Campbell held the line, and a great save by Hunnam. As it's his 49th of the night now. Shots 52-28 in favor of the Railer Express with 10:20 remaining here in this third period of action. Do we see some overtime tonight? That puck off the side of the net in the Jets' end. So they look to get this out, but can't. Held in by the skate of Jace Larkins. Placed in the middle. Tipped wide of the net there from number 19, or number 9 in Shadenoff. Back up to the point again. Bruchansky gets this across to Larkins. Larkins, with no real other options, just flips this down low where Shadenoff is there to meet it. Being tangled up down low. It allows for this Jets team to get out, and with speed, Coleman chips it past. Has Kai Smith heading to the net. Tries to get it to him quickly, but nice defensive stick on the back check back by Bruchansky. This gets kicked out to Michael Todorek. Loose puck now to Shadenoff in the corner. Takes a bump off the board, sends it down low to Jace Larkins. Now down low to Michael Todorek, who surveys his options. Plays it up to the point to Jacob Howe. Whips this across to Larkins. He goes to the slot. That tipped on wide of the net by Keaton Johnson. He makes his way towards the net. Shadenoff down low. Side of the net trying to bang this in. Jam it in on that blocker hand side, but couldn't. Snow onto the stick of Cohen Chang. Backhand pass up. Oh, beautiful reception of the pass there from Smith. Tried to dangle through Howell, but couldn't as number 20 shuts him down. The Jets contested right near their own blue line. Cutting off the space well. Where the Railer Express played back. And now into the neutral zone again. Seawalk tried to chip that past the other number 14 in Chapman, but couldn't. Cohen Chang just past the red line, sends this in deep. His first one on it will be Howell. Rims this round hard and all the way out into the Jets' end. And no icing called on the play, though, on this one. With 8:20 remaining in this period of action now. Tied from that recent goal from Declan Whiteman. Which team breaks this tie? The Jets looking to get good pressure on Newcomb's pass. Unable to make it to the slot as he fanned on it. This ends up back into the Jet zone now as the Railers forced it there. This gets past the Railers defense. Onto the stick of King is his shot. Just grazing, I think, a piece of Maroney's equipment. Maybe that just went wide in general. Kind of tough to see from here. That stretch pass all the way down. No icing called on the play again as Tyson Pruden was fast enough to beat him there. Huge hit there from Larenko to take away that space from Nathan Turner. Sellon with a big hit to give it right back to the Jets. Gets it to the point. Sellon up to Campbell, to Whiteman. His shot into the shin pads of Newcomb as Newcomb blocks that, sent all the way down. Will this be for an icing? And it is. This face-off coming back inside of the Jets' end. Sellon, Turner, and Pruden out there for the Railer Express, and they win this draw. Declan Whiteman's shot unable to get through the traffic there. An own body of his own player, as it's the Jets who possess this puck into the Railers zone. Down low, they chip this below the goal line. So along the boards. Now onto the stick of Trey Sellon. Has Tyson Pruden with him. He stops up. Sellon, his shot, loose, scores! That goal brought to you by Make Canada Fasteners and Tools. It's a shot that is not even off the ice, but gives Hunnam a bit too much trouble there as Sellon. Great awareness to stop up like that, to give him some even more space on the delay. Able to get an accurate shot on net and drive into it. Was a teammate of Sellon's. I believe number 17 in Pruden, or number 23 in Turner. 17 in Pruden at that, and that goal brought to you by Make Canada Fasteners and Tools. One-stop shop for all your industrial needs. There's a bit of rough stuff in the Railer Express end now. Larkin's getting tied up there. With a Jets player.
That's your ticket precinct. Bring the Jets off from the canteen to claim the prize.
Well, support for Trey Sellon admirable here in this live stream. Some great stuff being written right now. Yeah, he sets up that goal right now that stands as a game winner for the Railer Express. Unless the Jets are able to work away at this, trailing for the first time here tonight. Stoven works this across to an opposite point man, who was Carson King, who sent it right into the glove of Maroney. With 6:03 remaining, the Railer Express also on the penalty kill right now. It's Jace Larkins in the box. It's brought to you by Make Canada Fasteners and Tools. One-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Hunnam hesitating on if he should come out and play that puck or not. Nolan Vandenbush got on it first, but has it taken away. Now here's Gavin Halad. Pulled off some magic in period 2. Does he have some in him late in game? As he loses that puck in the corner, gets it back. Up to the point to Larenko. His shot blocked there by number 11 in Carter Johansson. Jets get it back down low. As Carson King driving to the net, trying to cut through. And off the side of the net that went. Emberly back on it down low for the Jets. Lost the puck, but onto the stick it goes of Kaczorowski. He opened the scoring in this game here tonight for the Jets. Tries playing it to the point, but can't. Nice job by Vandenbush to get there and take away that option to Larenko at the point for a pass as the Railer Express clear it once again. .450 remaining. 28 seconds left on this power play now. Chang takes a bump from Howell upon entering into the zone. Turned over. Jets trying to get that back into the slot for Chang, but couldn't get it there. Shadna first one on it. Clears this all the way down. And with that, this power play going to be coming to an end here in about 6 seconds. So with that, back to even strength as the Jets get this one in deep. Looking to hound this Railers D-core here. Defensive zone to make something happen late in game, in a game they once led as this played up. Onto the stick of a Railer Express player. Todoruk, that is. He takes a shot turned aside by Hunnam. As this flipped into the neutral zone. Chang unable to glove that one down. It's played off the boards, back into the Stonewall Jets end. Passed up, Chapman ends up losing an edge. This might be costly for the Jets as this pass sent it through the center. Oh, backdoor feed denied by Hunnam. As the fans at home love to see that from number 4, creating another prime scoring opportunity. But it starts right before that, right? Chapman tries to stretch that pass up, loses an edge, and once he goes down, well, that creates a 3-on-1 for the Transcone Railer Express. And a nice feed through to Sullen. A better save in the end from Hunnam to deny. With that 3:33 remaining. 58-28 the shots in favor of the Railer Express. Sullen gets this towards the net after the draw. Turner now turns and fires, but wide of the net. As Morose, his pass just off the mark of Coleman. Back onto the stick of Morose as he surveys his options. Sullen almost getting in the lane there to pick it off. Got a stick on it, but pass got through anyways. Sullen nicely just whacks this down, goes off for a change as Nathan Turner stays out there. Nice job of him to stay out as he forces a turnover and passes it to Michael Todoruk. Todoruk lost an edge though and couldn't get that clean on net. Turner stopped at the side of that net. With 2:56 remaining, the Railer Express looking to just keep pucks deep on this Jets team. Any chance they get, fire it down and go to work on the forecheck. Try to get possession of it. We'll be interested to see if this Jets team calls a timeout as well. As that off the draw, another quick save made by Hunnam. Make that now 60 shots exactly on the night for the Railer Express. As this all the way down for an icing. Into the Railers' end. We'll get a face-off to the blocker hand side of Hunnam. No shortage of desperation here tonight from the Stonewall Jets game. Just hasn't quite been enough throughout the full 60 minutes as the Railers are up by 1 in the last 3 minutes of this game. As Perchansky tries to play this up the boards but couldn't. It's cut off by this Jets squad. Sent all the way out by the Railer Express. Lorenko first one on it, and he looks to muscle his way up the left side. Taken out, no call coming here on the play. Slorenko regains his footing and now backhands this shortly across to Emberley. Emberley sends this in deep now. As given chase, Halad tries to lay the body on Larkins but missed. As this gets play cross ice, flipped all the way back into the Stonewall Jets end. As nice job by St. Laurent to take this way. St. Laurent dodging another hit but ends up having his pass get all the way out of the zone. So all the Railers can do was send it in deep, which ended up going out of play. The minute 45 left on the clock. Timeout still not called for this Jets team as they win this draw, but it splits the D. It goes all the way down. A bit of trouble getting back to that puck there was Finley Titterson. On it instead was Seawalk, who sent it out in front. Couldn't quite connect with St. Laurent on that pass. D to D, Stonewall went, and you gotta go now. Chapman carrying this puck in, maneuvering with poise into the Railers' end. Ends up to the point where Kaczorowski was covering, gets taken down afterwards, wasn't able to hold the line. Coming up on that final minute now, Cohen Chang trying to split through all of the Railer Express players, but couldn't. This puck gets behind the Jets D. Vandenbush denied by Hunnam as he now looks towards the bench to see if he has to go. Kaczorowski unable to get to that loose puck. So it got into the Railers' end. This puck called all the way for an icing. So with 50.7 seconds left, we finally do see that timeout from Pat Power and his Jets team. It's been a lot more trouble as of late for the Stonewall Jets to maintain any type of cycle or attack in the Railer Express zone. The Railer Express have tightened up on their details. And for them, I mean, expect for an all-out swarm here from the Jets nonetheless. Like, this team's going to be pulling their goalie. A team that, of course, has been fighting hard all game long along with this Railer Express team, but hasn't gone away. It's also a team that is led 3 times here tonight, or trailing for the first time. Do they have something special in them? Emberly wins the draw. That block by number 19 and Jackson Sorrell off that twig of Brody Stoven. As Stoven gets it back in his own end, plays this D to D. To Larenko, played it up to Emberly to King. King, his pass towards the net, off the end boards. Tried to get it to a teammate, but couldn't. The Railers able to get it out. Trying to swipe that puck away from Larenko was Vandenbush, but couldn't. This time, Vandenbush trying to chip this over Stoven, but can't still. 18 seconds left. The Jets really do need to go now. But will they be able to against a really good Railer Express defense? Right now, Stoven fans on that shot. Maybe one more chance there out the wayside. Vandenbush with it. He puts this into the back of the empty net. And with that, we're not even going to play out the final face-off. So I think that's warranted as Vandenbush puts that in the back of the net. For the 5-3 goal with about 3 seconds left on the clock, and with that, a valiant effort tonight from the Stonewall Jets team, but they end up losing their second in a row. Starting off 2025 1-2. As for the Transcona Railer Express, what a win for them. They were down 3 separate times, but kept at it, kept pressuring, and were resulted with their first win of 2025. Of course, started off last week in the league, 0-2, losing to the St. James Junior Canucks in overtime and losing 3-1 to the Riels on Sunday. Logan Maroney, it wasn't for him, honestly. Like, maybe we don't see the Railers coming away with this victory here tonight. Even though the Railers put up way more shots, Stonewall Jets had some really high-end scoring chances where Maroney sprawled out for every single one of them to make them, to keep it either a 1-goal game or a tie game at that point. I think that was pretty significant in this one, because in that third period, Transcona really opens things up, and it was in that second period where Maroney makes 3 straight huge saves to end off the period. So, yeah, huge performance from him. For the Transcona Railer Express, I liked how even when they got down in this game, they didn't back away. They kept coming at the Stonewall Jets and proving to themselves that you can still get a win when even you don't put up the first goal. As that's kind of been a theme. If Transcona scores the first few goals of the game, they probably go on to win. But when they haven't, when they go down 1-0 like we saw last week, they end up usually coming away with a loss, as we've seen so far here this season. But nothing really fazed this Railer Express team here tonight. Even the posts that they were hitting, as there were plenty of them in periods 1 and 2. But started to get hotter as the game went along. The sell-in line was a big part of it too, with them creating that game-winning goal. And of course the captain, Nolan Vandenbush, ending things off here tonight as well. I thought that the Jets, though, looked really impressive here tonight. You're going up against the #1 team in the league, and you get that type of performance from Spencer Hunnam, which I thought he was pretty great here tonight. I mean, the guy makes 58 saves on 62 shots against. Maybe you could ask more of him, but you can't ask much more of that. Like, he was spectacular, and I was really impressed by the play of certain individuals on this Jets team. One in Gavin Halad, as well as, of course, Kaczorowski, the way he started off the game. But without their best player tonight, Stonewall, I thought, fought hard, fought to the end, created some good chances off their pressure, and did a really good job of just being aggressive on the Railer Express for most of this game. It just, as it went along, the Railer Express were just a bit too much for the Stonewall Jets team to handle. And we saw the result play out the way it did. If Stonewall has maybe their best player in this game, could have been a bit different. I think it very well could have been, as Peyton Bateman's a player that can turn the momentum of the game on the dime with his skill set and what he can do with that puck. We're going to get into the players of the game now. Fair enough, Trey. Yeah, the win doesn't happen without Trey Sullen. I mean, fair, he was a huge part of it here tonight. In terms of players of the game, we'll start off with the losing side of things in the Stonewall Jets. This will be brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. For Stonewall, we're going to give it to Gavin Halad. Gavin really impressed me tonight, as you may have been able to tell. He ends up coming away with only a goal in this matchup. Sure, but it was a spectacular one. I thought as the game went along, he actually at times looked like Stonewall's best player in a given shift, and arguably just the best player out on the ice in general. Highlight reel goal for his first of the year in a Jets jersey, and many more to come if number 19 continues to play like this year when he does get into the lineup. That brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. One-stop shop for all your industrial needs. And actually, psych, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the player of the game for the Stonewall Jets. We pulled a little trick on you, everybody. It actually goes to number 1 in Spencer Hunnam, of course. I mean, who else? Like, 62 shots against, 58 saves made tonight, or 57 saves made on 61 shots against, as the 62nd shot of the game came from Nolan Vandenbush into the empty net. But yeah, Spencer Hunnam, without him tonight, like, the Jets probably in a lot more trouble than they were at the end of it, as they ended up losing this one. So yeah, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools, player of the game for the Stonewall Jets. As for the winning side in the Transcona Railer Express, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. We're going to give this one tonight screw it, I'm going to do it. Sorry, Sullen superfans, but Logan Maroney is our player of the game here tonight for the Transcona Railer Express. In my opinion, it was a game changer, him making those 3 straight big saves in that at the end of the second period. Maroney made the big saves when he needed to in this game, and was a real difference maker in this game here tonight in Transcona's victory. The Rookie of the Month in December comes away with what is now his 12th win of the season, and a huge part in Transcona's victory, backstopping them the victory, making key saves in this game to allow for them to stay in it and come back in this one. Brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Check out their store location in Winnipeg at 995 Milsteagle Drive today. As for both of these teams, they'll be back in action on Sunday as the Stonewall Jets will be taking on the St. Boniface Riels at Southdale. Transcona will be back in action at home to take on the Pembina Valley Twisters. Special thanks to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico Goaltenders, and Mid-Canton Fasteners and Tools for sponsoring another edition of MMJHL Game Day. Thank you to you, the viewer, for tuning into this one as well. If you enjoyed this one and want to see more MMJHL Game Day, as mentioned, we'll be back live tomorrow night from Eric Coy Arena at 7:30 p.m. for Charleswood Hawks versus the Fort Garry Twins. Then we'll be ending off our MMJHL Game Day week of coverage. Coming up on Sunday afternoon at Seven Oaks, as the Raiders Junior Hockey Club will be hosting the St. Boniface Riels. Be sure to check out the MMJHL Podcast Season 2, Episode 15, for all the latest from around this league in terms of trade deadline news, stats leaders, and all that great stuff, as well as checking out the MMJHL's website at mmjhl.ca. Until tomorrow night, MMJHL fans, we'll see you all again. I've been your host and play-by-play commentator, Graham the G-Show Forsyth, saying so long. Thanks for watching. Transcona back into the win column for the first time here in 2025, winning 5-3 in what was a high-shot affair. 62 shots on the night for Transcona. Absolutely wild. Both these teams get the night off tomorrow, and we'll be back in action on Sunday. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.